Yes, indeed, folks. Listen to Blue Please here on CynicalBrit.com with myself, Total Biscuit. I'd like to give a quick plug to our friends over at VTWProductions.com. Now, Gnome Wise was kicking around the channel earlier. He is the host of a show called Casually Hardcore. Used to be part of the WoW Radio crew, one of the three best shows on WoW Radio, I might add. That is Casually Hardcore, Othello Hordak vs. the World, and, of course, the one and only Blue Please. He has Craig and Liz Dean from Real Life Comics on Alpha Geek Interviews tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is on VTWProductions.com. So you're into the comics, you like the geeky stuff, then head over there. It's very good indeed. Right, Q&A time, ladies and gentlemen. I will take questions for the next 20 or so minutes. I'll take them via email, I will take them using the chat room, and I will also take them via Twitter, I suppose, if you want to send them over there, though they've got to be pretty damn short. I'm just going to log into the beta, just in case there's something that I need to answer that way. So, I can... let me see, what can I answer? Well, anything that's currently really available in the beta. I'm not in a guild, so I can't really talk about guild talents all that much, I'm afraid. We don't have a beta guild going on, so can't really do much about that. But anything else, throw it my way. I'll see what I can do about answering what you've got. I'll give you a couple of minutes while I log in. I'm going to have to do that. There we go. Let's get this sorted out. There's the password. Fantastic. Okay, let's get on in, and as I say, I'll start taking Q&A questions in just a short moment. What I will answer, considering that most people are going to say, hey, what's the next video? When's it coming out? Next video is supposed to be the Worgen Starting Zone, and that's going to be from 5 to 7. That consists of about 30 minutes of content per se. It's going to take a long time to get through. I don't want to make crazy long videos, like hour and a half, because that's just dumb. So, yeah. I will do my best to provide them in chunks, and hey, we've got plenty of time. What I will also say, by the way, since it's my birthday weekend, I will not be doing videos over the weekend, because, hey, I'll be drunk, most likely, and playing games and stuff, so... As for Friday's show, that will be a vendor strike. Those of you who don't know what that is, that's myself and about 10 friends in the studio, and it will be madness. Same time, it's on Friday. We'll be talking about beta and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, let's log on in, and we'll start taking some questions right here, shall we? Okay. You haven't said anything about flying mounts and how you acquire the ability to fly in Cataclysm. Have you seen any trainers or mount sellers, or do we have to go and buy special Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdom mounts and another flight mastery? No, you do not, ladies and gentlemen. As of the current state of the beta, there is no need to buy any kind of flying skill in order to fly in Cataclysm. If you can already fly, then you can fly in Azeroth. You don't have to buy anything new. No cold weather flying, warm weather flying, mild weather flying, British weather flying, none of that crap. You don't have to worry about it. Is there a ground path to Caverns of Time still? Yes, it is. There is a ground path to Caverns of Time. Funnily enough, I'm actually in Tanarus right now, so let's see. I can find it for you. A lot of Tanarus is now underwater. There's been a fairly major issue in terms of the way that the water's come in. For instance, Gadget San is actually now on the coast, and there's a shipbuilding operation going on right here that I can see. So if I have a look over, I'll go over to the Caverns of Time. Caverns of Time seems to be fairly untouched. It's on a sort of little peninsula sort of thing, an outcropping, and they haven't taken that away at all. Actually, I wonder if Anachronus is still there. I'm going to go fly over there and find out while I ask some more, and indeed answer some more questions. So yeah, you can still get to the Caverns of Time by going through Tanarus. Is Mankirk still in Cataclysm Beta, and is he looking for his wife? No, he's not looking for his wife, but he is looking for vengeance for his wife. So the Mankirk's wife quest, it's still there. Mankirk's wife, I believe, has now been buried. So yeah, that's all been dealt with. But as far as Mankirk, yeah, he is on the road for vengeance. There's a quest whereby apparently he went through something. What did he do? He went to the Barrens and the Crossroads, I believe. And he could pick a quest there to help him avenge. Right, okay, Anachronus is not here anymore, ladies and gents. He has buggered off. There's a couple of those drakes. The drakes are now flying around. We've got Tick, and we've also got Chronalis. They're there. But yeah, Caverns of Time looks to be fairly similar. There's going to be another Caverns of Time instance, I am told, but that is not available as of yet. Right, let's see what else we've got here. Q&A question. Current intellect to spell power conversion for casters. If there's no tooltip, you can find a new piece of character gear, check if it's only got int, and do a swap. Okay, yeah, I can do that. Hang on. Let's see. What have I got? Talents, spellbooks. Where's me? character. There we go. Okay. Right, I've got a piece of cat gear that's got... Has that got pretty heavy intellect on it? Let's have a look. I've got a ring which has got fairly silly intellect on it. Okay. Right. I don't think I've got... Yes, actually, I do. This one. The Anthea's ring doesn't have any... Obviously, doesn't have any spell power or anything like that on, so I'll give you this conversion right here. This ring has 90 intellect. My current spell power is sitting at... Let's see... Ranged spell power. Where is it? It's disappeared. Where are you? Where are you? Hell, there we go. Right, 2,700 is what I'm sitting on right now. If I remove the ring, which has 90 intellect, then I will sit on 2,601. So, by the looks of it, it's pretty much, from what I can tell, a 1-to-1 conversion. And of course, mana-wise, I'm sitting on 30k right now, and I've got some pretty sick regen. So, yeah, there you go. That appears to be the current conversion rate. Bear in mind I'm an Arcane Mage, so things might be a little bit varied, and obviously there's talents to deal with that, but that appears to be the conversion rate at present for into spell power. Okay, let's see what else we've got. As a fellow mage, which talents are you enjoying most and which need to be changed? And could you do a video at 81 doing Flame Orb? I will try. What I'll tell you about the talents is mage talents haven't changed all that much. You know that 3% buff that you gave damage-wise for Arcane? That is now a talent, but it doesn't work. It's broken, and you can't learn it, so that's a bit of a kick in the teeth. New talents-wise, what is there? Well, Arcane Repulsion is pretty neat. This is very cool for PvP. Your Frost Armor, Mage Armor, and Molten Armor spells cause a successful melee attack to knock the attacker back 4 yards and be slowed by 50% for 2 seconds, and this cannot occur more than once a minute. That's really cool for PvP. Big fan of that one. What else have we got? They've changed Mage Shielding around a little bit. What else? Focus Fire, that's the same. Improved Arcane Missiles is now a Tier 1 talent. It's 9% extra damage on Arcane Missiles across the board. Bear in mind that Arcane Missiles are now used in a proc form only. You have to proc them in order to cast them, which is honestly the only time you're using them anyway. Improved Mana Gem is now a talent as well. Mana gain from your Mana Gem also increases your spell power by 3% of your maximum mana for 10 seconds. Bearing in mind I'm currently sitting in Tier 10 on 30k, that's pretty damn significant. That used to be a set bonus, that's now actually a talent. So that's pretty good. What else have we got in the Arcane tree? Not a huge amount, honestly. Fairly similar. Okay. Frost-wise, I don't really care. Didn't really look at it. Fire-wise, see what there is new. There's not a huge amount of new talents. I'd expect more. And what I actually like more so than the talents are the masteries for fire. Masteries for fire are cool because the last one, it gives you a second ignite on top of your other ignite. It's called Flashburn, and that's great fun. But yeah, as I said, there are some changes. I think that I would like to see some of it varied up a little bit more. Also, Pyromaniac's been changed. This is pretty cool. Increases spell haste by 5%. It actually goes up to 15%, fully talented, if 3 or more targets are taking fire damage over time from your spells. So, dot them up and do damage that way. Obviously, Ignites and Flashburn will help that. And AoE, naturally. If you're using AoE in any form, welcome to extra spell haste, and a pretty major amount of it as well. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, what else have we got? Dear TB, the anti-puppy killing troll. I was wondering if there are any changes to the Forsaken starting area as well as the Forsaken Hunter. What pet do they start out with? Great question. Let me create a Forsaken Hunter. I'll tell you what. As regards to the starting areas, I've seen some changes. I honestly haven't been there yet. It's on the list of things that need to be done at some point. But I will log out and I'll tell you exactly what they use. I'm willing to put money on some kind of Hellhound or something like that, but we'll see. Where does the ship at Gadgetsan take you? I have no idea, but I will ride in just a moment. Apparently, you get a bat. Yes, you get a bat by the looks of it. I will double check that, make sure that's the correct one. Forsaken Hunter, yes indeed, you get a flying bat straight away. And you start with a crossbow, which is fairly reasonable as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to log back onto my character so I can tell you exactly where that boat takes you. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. In the meantime, I'll answer some other questions coming in. I'll deal with chat questions momentarily. These are all email ones for the time being. Is it still possible to summon and tame a Ghost Saber in Darkshore? Don't know. I'd imagine they're probably all dead, but I could be wrong. So, there you go. I mean, like I said, Darkshore is such a wreck. I barely even saw anything living there, let alone any nice animals. What else have we got? Desolus tour video, can we expect it? Yes, you'll get one. I don't know about the story to the Desolus change, only that the Cataclysm changed a whole bunch of stuff. You'll get to see part of the Cataclysm in my upcoming Worgen video. It is actually part of the second starting zone. The Cataclysm happens right then. It is set in such a time that the Cataclysm occurs in the middle of it, and suddenly there's a massive amount of phasing, and you're like, holy crap, what just happened? So, yeah. Oh god, the boat's getting away. Quick, let's chase it down. I'm on a flying mount. I mean, is it going to be enough to catch it? It's making a very slow turn. I might get on it. Get out back here, you bastard boat. Oh no, it's at full speed now. I don't think I'm going to get there. Damn it. These boats are quick, I'll tell you. They're actually faster than 280% speed flying mounts. Dear. I should probably go speak to the guy at the dock. Maybe he can tell me where it's going. But Gadgetan, that's weird. I don't know. I mean, it could go anywhere, really. Whole bunch of potential places. I mean, it could go to the harbour outside of Orgrimmar, really. The dock is empty, so I'm afraid I can't tell you that one. I'll hang around and see if I can catch it the next time. Whatever. Right, let's see what else we've got. Okay. Look at the list right here. Dear host of shows! Host of shows, you say?
You dare look upon the host of souls! I shall devour you all!
I've been looking forward to the opportunity to press that button. Oh, cool, the boat's coming back. Excellent. I can go speak to the guy on the boat that should tell me where this is going. Are there any other Valkyrie in Undercity besides Agatha? Are there new types of undead? Well, not really. I mean, the stuff that they've got right there is actually horde guarded because of the distrust right now between the Forsaken and everybody else. And I didn't see any other kinds of undead when I went there, but bear in mind that was a while ago. I'm now aboard the Maiden's Fancy. I'm going to speak to the Goblin Captain right here. There's a troll steering it, guys. That's probably not a good idea. Okay. The Maiden's Fancy. Where does it go? It's not telling me a damn thing. I think... well, I've just become neutral with Booty Bay, so it might go there. And all these guys are telling me where exactly it's going, but I'm sticking around on the boat, so I'm sure I'll find out momentarily. Right, let's see what else we have coming in here. Getting the Q&A question. Have you seen any monsters in old zones yet? Any new ones? Well, Boglords... Like I said, the Boglords in Tainted Scar were unusual. They're not new, of course, but they're from the Burning Crusade. I haven't seen anything specifically new yet in the older zones, but then again, bear in mind, there's a lot of them. Would you explain the Worgen story? How did they become this way? Short answer is, you get bitten. If you notice in my video, I acquire a debuff when I go down to the basement and get attacked by that stealth guy. That debuff gets progressively worse, and you get bitten, and you become a Worgen, I assume, in the Cathedral. You remember back when you saw the Cataclysm teaser trailer, when you saw someone transforming into a Worgen and they seemed to be inside some kind of church? I think that's the cinematic. That's what you're going to expect to see in full, and that's when you transform. As to what you do, I couldn't tell you, but that's the basic story. You get invaded by Worgen, a bunch of your guys become Worgen, and there you go. What's happened to the thong-wearing Timbermore Furbolgs? Hopefully they've drowned, but I can't be sure of that. Can you fly to Azure Mist Isle, or do you need to wait for the boat? I think you can fly, but I haven't been there. With Tinkertown now being located in Desolus, who runs Tinkertown? That would be the Trolls. Yes, indeed. Trolls run Tinkertown, and if they don't, well, they're doing it wrong. But this boat just took me... Where did it take me? This boat took me back to where I went in the first place. Either I've been talking for too long, or I missed it. That would be pretty dumb of me. Maybe I did. I don't know. Checking the combat log. Nothing's happened to me. No, I haven't zone changed, so it might. I'm going to have to check this again, aren't I? This boat is actually moving really quickly. It gives about 5 seconds before you can get on. So, yeah. Any new boats and zeppelins? I believe there are... Well, there's definitely some more boats. No doubt about that. There's a boat on the shore of Orgrimmar. I don't know if it actually moves, but it is there. Zeppelins-wise, there's some connections around... I think there's some connections around the Barrens, actually. I've seen them flying over the Barrens. That might just be the ones going to Thunderbluff, though. I'd expect an awful lot more. New mage portals, there aren't any yet, but I would expect there to be at least one at some point. Like I say, we're capped to level 82 right now. I think if there are going to be any new ones, we would just go on with that. I mean, capital cities-wise, we're all pretty much in the same places. Let's see what else we have right here. I mean, if there were new portals, you'd... Yeah, this boat doesn't work. It's broken. I just checked it. It just turns around and goes straight back to Gadgetzan. So, yeah. Right now, no idea. Are there any new loading screens? There are for the dungeons, but not for the main game at the moment. So that's a simple answer to that one. Dungeons have new ones. I would expect more. What's your opinion on the druid form? Particularly the troll. I like the troll cat. I'm not so big on the troll bear. I think the troll cat's pretty cool. They should give it moose horns, and then it would be fantastic. Does Cataclysm convince you to roll an alt? Yeah, maybe. Probably one attempt, maybe. I'll do it just to see what's changed, because it seems like there's an awful lot of crazy stuff going on. Wow, the water's so blue in here. It's pretty awesome. Tanaris has some fantastic beaches. Take your family there for a holiday. What else have we got? How does flying work in Cataclysm? You mount your flying mount and then you go. Simple as that. The only thing I've ever seen dismount me thus far is the chasms in the middle of the barrens. You actually get knocked off your mount there. I don't know if that's an anti-ganking mechanism to stop you going in there and ganking new players, but whatever the case, if you try and fly over the chasm on a flying mount, you die. So, well, you fall in the lava and then you die very slowly at any rate. Do you host the shows? What's this? Long ago in Epic, you mentioned many times that you held the opinion that WoW, and as an extension, WoW rating required almost no skill to play, and instead it was a huge time sink. Fast forward a few years in the current content, do you still hold the opinion that, or do you think that WoW has moved towards more skill than time sink? Well, I don't think I ever said that, honestly, but I'd say there are a lot of elements of WoW that don't really require a lot of skill, and more importantly, the skill ceiling for WoW in terms of an individual player is very low. The highest skill ceiling you can reach is as an arena player. That requires the highest amount of individual skill. But in terms of, like, raiding, it's skill as a group. It's coordination as a group. It's not like mad, oh my god, reflexes or anything like that. Reflexes help a little bit, but it comes down to how well your guild is coordinated and is able to execute a particular tactic or strategy. Is it moving towards more skill-based? Well, it certainly didn't in Wrath in terms of the 5-mans and the dungeons outside of hard modes. I don't think raiding's ever going to be majorly skill-based because it is so scripted. It's really about learning exactly what to do in a particular situation and then executing it. You know, it's pressing the right button at the right time, which can be argued as a skill. But I wouldn't say that it has a massive skill ceiling, and it's more down to how good a group you're with and if everyone is able to coordinate. And that, again, is group skill, but not so much individual skill per se. Here's my question. How did you first find out about Warcraft? Or indeed, World of Warcraft? I can tell you when I first found out about Warcraft. I think, let's see, I must have been probably about 12, 13 years old. And I used to go to a games club, and that games club, we played Warhammer mostly. Warhammer, Blood Bowl, Necromunda, Gorka Morka, that kind of thing. And there was one guy there, he was a bit of a geezer, and he always used to sell everything. And he tried to sell me a copy of Battlecruiser 3000 AD. Even at that tender young age, I could smell crap a mile away. And I said, what else have you got? And he's like, I have this game called Warcraft 2. And I bought it for £10. Bear in mind, it was fairly new at the time, give or take. And I played the hell out of the game. I'd only just got into RTS. I'd first discovered Dune 2, I think, when I was 11 years old, and I loved the hell out of it. And Warcraft 2 was a totally new ball game. I mean, graphics blew Dune 2 out of the water, the controls blew it out of the water, the originality of the units, the music, the voice acting, the videos, and oh, it was so good! Warcraft 2 is still one of my favourite RTS of all time, without a doubt, and that's where I got into WoW, initially. That's why I cared about Warcraft in any way, because of Warcraft 2. And I was never really big into Diablo, barely ever played StarCraft initially, but I played Warcraft 2, I played the hell out of Warcraft 3 in the single player, and when I saw the trailers for World of Warcraft, I thought, hey, that could be cool, that could be awesome, let's see how it goes. And I actually got in as a result of playing PlanetSide. I was with a group in PlanetSide called the Halibuts, and we all went to play WoW after the beta stopped and the game launched, and we had a lot of fun. Hey, I've been there ever since. Okay, a few more questions. I'll do this from the channel, then I'll do the shout-outs, and then we can end it. Okay, new messages right here. Do you have any information about playing with heirlooms in Cataclysm? There are heirlooms, and they will scale properly. They're not going to scale on a, oh, you are now 10 levels higher basis. They're going to make the scaling more accurate to the levels, so no problem at all. You can get an heirlooms, and there's going to be new heirlooms as well, so I've been told. Any new videos today? Hopefully Worgen, but that's not going to be till tomorrow, honestly. The upload time's going to be horrendous. Are there any Twilight bashing jokes in the Worgen Zone? There is one, the female Worgen, I believe, say, "At least I don't sparkle." So, there you go. A little bit of Twilight bashing there, it's always good. Let's see. I thought it went against Blizzard's TOA, terms of use to not give out personal information. I have no idea, I haven't read it in ages. You're probably right. But I imagine they will retroactively change this. How much does 310% flying cost? I don't know, because I haven't seen the trainer for it yet. I don't know if there is one in the beta right now. There might be, so I can't tell you. Has the flight cost been lowered? I don't think so yet. But we'll see. What else we got? What do you want for your birthday? I actually need money to get myself to Bloodstock, so I'm just asking, the people that give me stuff to get me cash to help me go to Bloodstock. But I would never ask you guys for presents. That's ridiculous. But yeah, I'll probably get Bloodstock and, maybe buy a video game and some good vodka, I think. Okay, I think that is about it. Oh, one more. Comparing to Northrend, what do you think about leveling in Cataclysm? How much better is it? Is it more fluid? A little bit. As far as I can tell, the use of phasing is the big attraction. It's going to take a lot longer. 80 to 85 is going to take ages. It's going to take longer than 70 to 80, so I'm told. But you've got a lot of choice as to where you want to go. I mean, Hyjal will get you from 80 to 82, as will Vashia. And there are a load of other places you can go. So it's good to have a lot of choice, and that's very cool indeed. We're about done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I will do another Q&A next week, so don't worry if you didn't get your question answered. You can also, if you like, send me an email via themurloc@gmail.com or send me a PM over YouTube. That'll do. I'll try and answer what I can. We're about done. Thank you very much, as always, for what looked to have been a record-breaking show. I hope every one of you had a fantastic time. I will be back on Friday with a vendor strike. Myself and 10 of my friends are going to be living it up here on the stream for your entertainment. It's going to be pretty amusing, I feel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for making Blue Please #1 on iTunes. I look forward to doing many more shows for you in future. Shout out time, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to shout out, you send me a message in the chat channel. Click the chat button at the bottom of the screen on cynicalbrit.com. You can send me over Twitter if you like, or you can send me an email, whichever you prefer. That's all cool. You got a few minutes to do it. themurloc@gmail.com. I'll give you as many shout outs as I can, and then I will throw at you some final music, something really good. Delicious. It's been a good show. I've had a lot of fun with this. I hope everyone else has too. A shout out to Captain Placeholder's Return. That's from Zan. A shout out to OMG It's Jay. I'd like to thank him, actually. He came out with an amazing piece of imagery right here. I don't know if he has posted it, but it's pretty damn pro. I'll put it in the chat room, and I'll most likely be using it somewhere. OMG It's Jay is artistically brilliant. He comes up with some great Photoshop stuff. Go check that out on the channel right there. A shout out to Hinky for being the best Ret Paladin ever. I think some people may dispute that. We shall see. What else have we got? It's going to take a couple of minutes for my email box to update. Shout out to Angelo for failing at tanking. I'll give a shout out to me as well for failing at maging. That's from me, by the way. God, that was terrible. A shout out to Tinks, Michael, Malink, Nuclear Dun, and all my royal servants in the In the Mountains Guild. Yes, indeed. I don't think I've still got that. So, yeah. I suppose you can have a retarded horse noise instead. There you go. Do the Worgen Death Knights start in Acarus? That's a question I have no idea. What else have we got in terms of shout-outs? The spam, good God. Shout out to me for listening live for the first time in 6 months. Oh, there we go. I don't know who that is, because it's all just been spammed off the screen. There we go, Tech Priest, there we go, fantastic. A shout out to Arinatrox, what the hell is that? For coming back after 14 months. A shout out to the most manly arena team, Unicorn Death Squad, an Ember Storm Battle Group server. Shout out to Naga, from Vaki. A shout out to Algernon. I hear he relocated to Tinkertown. Yes, he did. He relocated to Tinkertown, which is now in Dalaran. Yes, indeed. A shout out to Aces High. That's from Kirov. A shout. Get your bloody Bloodstock ticket ordered and bring meat. That's from John Q. Yes, indeed. It's going to be fun. A A shout out to Bobby Kotick's mother. She must be a classy lady, but her son is somewhere in the moo. I don't know what that means. A shout out to Tinkertown, which has now just mysteriously relocated onto the back of a giant turtle and is floating through space mounted atop 4 elephants. That I can guarantee. A shout out to Eternus Trinitas on the Venture Co. US. That's from Eric Dush. Yes, indeed. Right, I'm going to give a shout out to those in the chat room. It's only fair. A shout out to John Q, who will be the faithful partner at the Bloodstock Cynical Brit Camp. It's a great metal festival over in the UK. Looking forward to being that. It's in the middle of August. You should come along. It's going to be great fun. Loads of us meeting up there. Home Despair. Looking significantly less attractive than the other form of Hope of Despair. Please change to true form, Hope and Despair. Like some kind of war gun. A shout out to Callan, who... Well, I'm going to say he's been the bouncer of the channel today. I wouldn't want it with him, honestly. Look at that guy. He's scary. He's like he could snap you like a twig. Invalids. That is one giant hat, really. Court, you look so depressed all the time. Seriously, chin up, bucko. Good lord. What else have we got? DJ Time Killer, thank you for finally putting on a shirt. Heath, why are you in a cave? I can just see it, the crackling logs underneath it. It's like, by the firelight, I listen to Blue, please. Korami, your face is gonna get stuck that way if you keep doing that. That would be unpleasant. Gazimov looks far too old to really be here, I'm afraid. Beedro's not even listening to the show, the cheeky bastard. He's probably playing some anime game on his DS. How dare he? And of course, shout out to Ranaro, who's doing a pretty fantastic job of making the rest of the channel incredibly jealous indeed, and detracting attention from my show. Bad person. Right, I am done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. You guys have been a fantastic audience. I will be back on Friday with Vendor Strike, and you can check out my archives over on iTunes and on cynicalbrit.com to listen to previous shows. Also, check out all of my old stuff is on wcradio.com. If you click the archives, go to Blue, please. It's like 100 episodes there if you want to. Thank you very much. I'll see you on YouTube. You guys have been awesome. Good night.